Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today on Alex's APK Adventures, we're checking out Sharon Rogers' new uniform, which was 100% unnecessary. And just like its unnecessariness, we have the most creative and original name, the Star Knight armor. Different from the Dark Star armor and the Star Light armor. They literally could not have made this more confusing. Hey guys, I want to get Sharon Rogers' new uniform. Are you talking about the Star uniform? No, I'm talking about the Knight uniform. Oh, you mean the light uniform? The one with the stars? No. The other one with the new one with the stars, but it's Knight. Oh, that's dark. So you mean Dark Star, right? No. I mean like the Star Knight. I can't wait for next year when we get Sharon Rogers' Starlight armor. Starlight Twinkle Light Part 2. I realized that after I made that joke that Starlight was already there, but then I was thinking of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Starlight Star Bright, first star I see tonight. Anyways, besides the children's novels that this is inspired by, I want to call this Roman Sharon Rogers, because this reminds me of sort of like a Roman soldier. Actually, the Spears and Shields remind me a little bit more of like 300 from Frank Miller, but anyways, we don't know how historically accurate that was, but if you ask Greek people, it's 100% historically accurate. So, this uniform changes, well, it might change more than one of her skills in terms of gameplay. I haven't actually tested out the numbers. I haven't sat there looking frame by frame at each individual skill 1 through 5, but the only very noticeable difference is on her 5th skill, Spear of Justice. Not only is the animation completely different, but the buffs are better. Instead of a 2-second stun, it's a 3-second bind, and now it is a 35% crit rate increase for 8 seconds instead of a 25% crit rate increase for 7 seconds. So you get an extra second, and you get an extra 10% crit rate. Oh, and she also gets a 10% heal. So really nice buffs to a character that, like I said, absolutely did not need any of these buffs. She was already god tier with this uniform, and it looked so cool. Yeah, I mean, this one does look cool as well, but I really wish they had given this armor to someone who needed it, like Daredevil, or literally 100 other characters that I could just pull off a scroll and start reading. Anyways, we're going to compare them. Please note before my non-scientific APK comparison that because this is an APK and a test build, these are not the final results. This is not the final update version that you and I may be playing on January the 8th in just a few short days. So anything you see can be changed. It's just the asterisk that I'm required to say in each of these videos that I'm part of the Star Agent program as well. And also, just for clarity's sake, this uniform, because it's heroic, only has 38... Well, sorry, I have this team up here. Without the team ups, she's got 35,600 energy attack. And then with her Dark Star armor, which is going to be the comparator in this case, we are going to look at 36,800. So she is about 1,000... 1,000 and 1,200 energy attack lower, so factor that in, but she does get 10% extra crit rate, factor that in. Her stats, pretty much capped, ignore defense, cooldown, and then we got low crit rate because she's going to spike up, very high attack speed, which is nice, and then pretty high crit damage with the CTP of energy, which most players have on her. And before you ask, I'm not going to be doing a comparison to the Starlight armor because we already know that this is a pretty big upgrade over this. So if this is an upgrade over this, it's certainly going to be an upgrade over this. If you have A and B, you can find out what C is. That's kind of just how it goes. So let's jump into the action. So we're going to start off with the new uniform, the Roman Shield Sharon Rogers. And just so you guys know, I think this rotation is going to be a lot smoother, so it may differ slightly from the rotation that I'm comfortable playing Sharon Rogers in. I don't want her to die, so that's sort of the key idea here. But the really nice thing about her new uniform is that the 5th skill has a very long delay. So you can basically sit there and you can accumulate all that damage from 3 while you are kind of setting up the 5th skill, and then when you blast them with 4 and 5 comes in, it racks up that chain hit damage. I still think you want to proc on 4. Oh, whoops. So that would just be proccing on 4 without 5. That was just a mistake on my part. I don't want to do the tier 3 skill. We're not really interested in the tier 3 skill. It should be exactly the same as before. But the nice thing now is that you can sort of, well, oh wow, we lost the targeting. So the damage on 5 is pretty good. We lost the targeting on 4. I hadn't seen that happen before. Let's see what happens if we just try to proc on 5. Okay, so we kind of got guard broken. But you can see the damage on 5 is not bad at all. Wow. I'm actually a bit surprised how good the damage is on 5. Now, you do have the problem with the boss potentially running out of the circle. If you don't stand there, he can run out of this circle because the circle just stays there. So if you have a boss that moves around a lot, then that can be a problem. It can be a problem against the later stages of this guy right here, Cull Obsidian, because he does move around a lot. He kind of like charges back and forth. So that can definitely be a problem. But yeah, her 5th skill does, I think her 5th skill does a lot more damage now. And then you got that self-heal. So I don't need any strikers. You shouldn't need anti-venom anymore because you're going to be able to pop a 10% heal every, you know, whatever, 7-8 seconds or less. So you really have that. But here's where you can kind of get into, yeah, see, her 5th skill just got, oh wow, so it does sort of track. That's interesting. It went all the way over there. So it's got pretty decent tracking. But I guess once the spears start landing, that's when it's over. But wow, you can almost just do 3 and 5. That's some pretty nice damage. And you can just sit here and accumulate, and we didn't even proc there. But yeah, the explosion is nice. I'm wondering, because of all the delay, a CTP of Rage might actually be a lot better on her now. Although I still think a CTP of Energy is really good. I don't think a CTP of Energy is worse on her, but I think a CTP of Rage is probably better because you can do 3. You could do like 3-1 proc 5-4. And because 5 has its damage really spread out. There's like a little bit of initial damage when the things fall, but then there's that huge spike in damage when the explosion happens. That blue explosion that goes upward. That seems like it's a lot better for a CTP of Rage or a CTP of Greed, like anything that has like a constant buff rather than a spike buff. But you can definitely still time the 5 and the 4. You can do an alternate rotation. I'll show you guys at the end. You can play around with her new uniform, and you can sort of time it a little bit differently. I'll show you guys what I mean. But this is the other uniform here. So we're just gonna do 5-4 to try and proc, because I know you guys hate it when I try to proc on 5. And then we are going to do 5 quickly into 3, and then we're gonna proc on 4. Yeah. Okay. This is like this weird ass rotation. I don't like it, but it's because you guys give me crap about procking on 5. I'm gonna do my rotation now. We're gonna do my rotation, which is just proc on 5, and then go over to 4. Wow, it seems like her damage is a lot better with wow. So the fourth missed there, and we've had this problem before. I don't think she had the problem nearly as much. Yeah, it's going right over his head. Wow. I didn't really notice when I was playing, but it seems like her new 4th skill has much better overhead tracking. Like, it doesn't go over their head. We did get interrupted once, remember that. Yeah, this damage has to be a lot worse, right? We got down to like 5 bars. We never did the tier 3 skill. Okay, that's better. There we go. Now we're getting it. But now without the heal, you're kind of exposed a little bit. We don't want to accumulate here. Huh. Wow. Is it just like a big damage spike? I got to look at the numbers of the skill. It's here with this uniform, you definitely have to choose. Do I want to proc on 5 or do I want to proc on 4? You're not really going to get lucky most of the time and to be able to proc on both. So yeah. Interesting. He seems to be, maybe it's just because I'm not healing that he's doing so much more damage. But I think this one's hard. It's harder to accumulate because remember, guys, if you use the 4th skill, the 4th skill has an iframe, so you can't accumulate during the 4th skill's animation. So you sort of have to get like, yeah, wow, yeah. Her new uniform is a big upgrade, isn't it? Wow. I didn't think it was gonna be this much of an upgrade, but like I have to proc perfectly to get good damage. I'm dead. Wow, I was like multiple bars behind. Wow, that's wild. Yo, her new uniform hits a lot harder, eh? Can I just let me just take a quick glance here. This is 132% and 132%. Okay, that's easy to remember. They're both 132. What's her new one? 138 and 123. Huh. It's not that much. Let me count the number of hits, because that's pretty much all I could see as being an issue. We change over to Hulk. This is how you test the number of hits. You change over to Hulk to get one character by itself. By themselves, whatever. And then you go over here. Okay, let's see. Her 5. She's probably got a lot more hits. Yeah, it's probably got a lot more hits. She's got 31. Oh, that missed. Okay, that missed. Okay, son, you're gonna have to... Okay, that's not helpful. Okay, I'm gonna have to reposition you, buddy. Okay, we're in position now, and let's see. So 31 and 18 on her 4 and 5. Now let's take a look here. Instead of 31, we have... Oh, 24. So 7 more hits and more damage, I believe. But 7 more hits. That's a lot. That's like a third. That's like 33% more damage. And then instead of 18, it is... Oh, same. Okay. So, interesting. So, same number of hits between the 4th skills. But this one's 138, 123. And this one is 132, 132. So, a little bit less damage. 123 instead of 132. But way more hits. You know, 7 more hits is a lot. Especially going from 24 to 31. And then the same number of hits, but more damage. Instead of 132, it's 138. And then on top of that, you get the extra 10. You get 10% more crit rate. Sorry. So that is a lot. Wow. So I think it's a pretty noticeable increase for her. Wow. And I think it does make the character easier to play. Good uniform, unnecessary. Bad timing, great uniform. Let me know what you guys think of Sharon Rogers, Star Knight of the Dark Light Star of the Twinkle. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.